Where are you, mate? All right. Yeah, we got a pod to record, mine. 5. All right. All right, I'll get him in then. Yeah. All right. Hey, don't get speeding, mine. You can't do another course. See you in a bit. Ta.
Every time. Late every time.
Hey.
Sorry, mate. You ready?
Ready? Let's do this.
Let's go. What a day.
Mate, you won as well.
Yeah, but mate, sometimes it's about how you win, isn't it?
Cheers, Jane.
Cheers, Jake. All right, should we get on with it then?
Let's do this.
Hello, and welcome to the GrassRoute podcast with myself, PJ.
And myself, Winnie.
Love it. This is something we've wanted to do for ages and bring to not just our club, but everybody else and everybody within grassroots football. It's going to be in and around everything we do as coaches, everything we do as parents. We want to try and get some of the kids involved. We want to do everything we can, really, and show you everything we can, don't we?
Yeah, we want to deep dive into the highs and the lows and what
So profound.
what we go through. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot goes behind the scenes before the kids even get onto the football pitch. And hey, we're not doing it for gratitude. We're just doing it because if this podcast can get one coach or one kid into grassroots football, we've done our job.
Yeah.
Do you agree, mate?
Oh, 100%. In fact, I could do with like 2 coaches to come and help me with my under 6s.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, mate, I think the best thing to do is introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I'm PJ. Somewhere. There you go. I've come to Broadwell this season, or in the past season, to coach the then under 9s, now under 10s side. Started it as a development side and they've progressed really well. I've also somehow got roped into coaching the under 6s through all fault of my own. But I've learned it's actually a great club, great bunch of people, great bunch of kids, and we've got loads of them into football now. So that's me in a nutshell. I can tell you everything else another time.
Okay, I'm Winnie. I also got, which are under 10s now. We've just gone up. So I run the other side to PJ. I like to refer to mine as the little ballers because they're very good.
Yeah.
I'm lucky in that aspect. I've got a lot of second child, so they're feral. I'm not going to lie. But we've just come off the back of a brilliant season, undefeated in our league, had a good cut run, a lot of friendlies at a higher standard. Yeah, and it's gone really well. From basically when we started, I had them from under 4, under 5, and I've got 3 or 4 now still with me, including my lad. So I've got two lads that's currently with Broadwell. One's at under 10s, which is Kobe, which is with me, and I've got an older boy who plays for the under 13s called Harley. Both loving football, both football mad. I think that's personally it's every dad's dream. Everyone wants their kid to play football, and
I think that's normally what gets you into coaching,
Oh,
isn't it?
mate,
Because
honestly.
for me as well, it was trying to get my son to play football, and I tried for years, never worked. Winnie's partly to blame.
Don't know what you're talking about.
But it never worked, and then when he suddenly liked football, tried to get him into one team, it didn't work with all his other activities. Kids are doing a million things now, aren't they?
Oh, mate,
It's
there's
a
so
nightmare.
many clubs.
Yeah, you
I
can't
don't
keep
think
up.
I'm home. I think I got one night I'm home
Yeah.
in the week.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, and I'm a part-time dad, so that's rough.
Well, you're a part-time dad, I'm a part-time husband.
But yeah, that's what got me into coaching was my boy trying to get him into a team. Winnie suggested starting up a developments team because he was too young for Winnie's, and Dan had no room in his whatsoever.
No.
So that was where my journey began, and it's kind of where I want to begin with this, and ask you about what it's like having a full proper season. So I've obviously just done friendlies
Yeah.
for a full season, which is hard work.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to know what the difference is between that, because you've done the same, haven't you?
Yeah, it started that way.
And what's the difference between that and going into a proper structured league or a semi-structured league, because this is grassroots football?
Honestly, probably about 10 hours a week.
Really? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, arranging friendlies can be hard work. The good thing about a league is it's all done for you. Apart from with us, the holidays, the term time, there ain't no games. So that's just, I don't know, 10 weeks a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I tend not to stop during the 6 week holidays. One reason is because I hate shopping. Jay, do not listen, are you? But,
Nope.
but yeah, like for that reason, so much easier. The only slight thing I'd say is the admin, like the team and rating the refs and stuff like that. But apart from that,
Oh, is that something you have to do, is it?
Yeah, on the app and stuff like that. So if you got 5 minutes, I'll teach you.
That'll be ideal. Well, because I do like a little breakdown of my game on the app that we use. So we use an app, Hedger or Heya. Heya, it was called the other day, which was a new one on me.
We need that confirmed.
Yeah, 100%. But with that, I obviously put a breakdown of the game, or run through of it, and it's quite long. Yeah. You have to try and remember every minute, and sometimes at one point, if you mention one kid, I get really worried that a parent's then going to be like, why has he not mentioned my kid? So next thing you know, I've taken 14 kids to a 7v7 game, and ones that have been on the pitch for 5 minutes at some point.
Yeah.
You have to write up what they did.
Yeah.
And I've done 14, put up 14.
I tend to sort of like say quarter by quarter, because we still play 4 quarters then, and just sort of say who scored, and positive things. Like I said, you can't. I find it really difficult to pinpoint every single child.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, if like playing 7-a-side, 4 or 5 will stand out, and you flip reverse. You tend to sort of swap it over, so you mention something else the week after. Mm-hmm. That's how I found it. Anyway.
Yeah. But do you still do that even when you've done?
Yeah. I still do a write up, because not all the parents are able to come to the games. So, like I said, I'll let them know how they got on, and sometimes they message me privately, and we go from there, really. But yeah, that's the only bit of admin side, really. But regards to fixtures, they're all pretty much done. Yeah. And this year, I have to say, from personal experience, the Severn Valley have been really good with our fixtures.
Yeah.
We've had constant fixtures. There have been like a massive gap, because I know other ages have had like almost like 8-week gap from January.
Yeah, and it sounds like
I know
a
the
couple
weather
of
doesn't
leagues.
always help, but
No, especially not with grassroots football. It's something we'll come up to with pitches, but I've noticed some leagues aren't as well structured as others. I don't know if it's because maybe it's the people behind them, maybe it's the lack of people behind them.
But I think from like around here, other leagues, sometimes there's not enough teams, so you're almost playing the same team like 4 or 5 times in a season. And if there's an ability difference, some of the other teams don't want to play it, which I can kind of understand.
And they don't want to travel for it.
No, because like from here, we've got one. I think that's probably 15 minutes away. The rest is at least a 45-hour drive for us.
Would that be Sindford?
Yeah, literally. So then the rest of it's all Gloucester way. So it's a minimum 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to go all the way there and get heavily beaten.
No, but I have been.
We don't have to talk about
And they've come here and heavily defeated us as well. So fair play.
But going back to what you said then, with how you say you started almost like a development.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've been to a few tournaments together recently, and I've seen a massive change.
All about the coaching.
A massive change in them kids, which is a credit.
Yeah.
And how many did you start with?
Started with 4.
And how many you got now?
22.
And you
plus,
basically got...
plus a couple more that are just training only.
And you've almost got... Well, you have got a second side now, pretty much, haven't you?
Yeah, that's done.
Like, from that in less than a season, it's phenomenal, really.
Yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Honestly, I'm just coming up with every cliche there is.
Yeah, we can big you up, mate. You deserve
thanks,
it.
Mate.
You deserve it.
Cheers. Well, you're really lucky to have really good kids.
That is not down to the coaching.
No, do you know what? They all had their own little thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was always just a case of, you said to me, just teach them the basics. And actually, the more I've read, the more I've watched, the more I've done with everything, what was it I read the other day? So, the best footballers in the world do the simple things perfectly every single time, and that's what I've now started to drum into the kids.
Yeah.
It's actually the only way that I can make them just knock a ball about a bit and do a rondo, and I say Ronaldo does this every day. But
Rondos are a massive part.
underrated, aren't they?
I think so, because one, it's constant movement,
Yeah.
it's ball work,
Competition.
and kids don't actually realise they're actually using quite a lot of energy.
Yeah, a hell of a lot.
I like to in training test mine a little bit, like start with a bigger box, narrow it down,
Yeah.
then go bigger. Sometimes even split 2 boxes up, and they play between them. And they don't like it at the start, but now they've realised what it actually
Yeah, they
benefits
can
from.
see it. Yeah.
They do actually enjoy it now.
And that's something with mine. Honest, like trying to get them to do a rondo and stuff at the beginning. I literally had them just passing in a circle for a bit. I would be in the middle, knock it to them, they knock it back. It was just 1-2s all round. We did all the basics, and I just kept drumming that into them. But our first few games were, we played our under-8 side, and I had to borrow 2 players for a 5v5 game.
Yeah, and
It's rough.
like you said, from where that started to where you are now is massive, really.
Yeah, no, it's huge. And all of the kids, and I hope the parents are listening to this because we need the subscription. I do think all of the kids have come on leaps and bounds. They've genuinely, in their own little ways as well. We've got a couple of kids that have just scored their first ever goal. A few of
That's
them.
what a feeling in that one.
Yeah, and you see, I mean, Preston scored his first goal the other day, and him and his mum just cried our eyes out.
Talk me through it.
Oh,
come on.
It was a cross. So I didn't want to. It was 100% a cross.
They all count.
They do. But it was the
Okay.
first game of the tournament at Alwood Football Club. And I got a quick shout out to them because they got dealt quite a slight hand, didn't they? Just as the tournament was about to kick off. And they had to rejuggle all the fixtures. They managed to do it, accommodate everyone, so well done. Fair play, guys.
Very well run.
Yeah, it was a really good tournament. Up until the 2 ice cream vans. To watch an ice cream van war, that's up there. Do you remember?
Yeah.
But yep, it was really well run. Everybody had a good time. And in our first game, I can't remember what team we were playing. It was a Gloucester-based team that we actually played really, really well in that game. We won 2-0, and the boys were knocking it about well. But Preston was shooting from everywhere. He is desperate to score a goal. And a couple of times I've got him and another player to just swap wings.
Okay, yeah.
But then he was having no luck on the left. We kept moving it around. In the end, he has genuinely crossed the ball, and he's admitted it. But it's lobbed the keeper, and it's just gone top bins, just floated down in. It was lush. But I'm celebrating on the sidelines, and I looked at him, and I'm waiting for the celebration, and it was just this... I said, "Where's the celebration?" So Preston's goal celebration now is. I love it. It was class. And at the end of the game, I've just run up and hugged him because I was crying on the side of the pitch, and I was like, I'm trying to coach him, and I was like, oh my god, this is so emotional. But
It's an emotional game, mate.
it is, mate. It really is, though, isn't it? And you get every emotion. From happy to angry.
Yeah.
But I've picked him up, I'm hugging him, cuddling him. And he starts crying, I'm crying, then his mum runs over, she starts crying. We haven't hugged in 6 years, me and her. So that was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It was great. It really was great. And then he managed, I think then the pressure was off and he scored 2 more. And one was a screamer and the other was that.
Again, it's confidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Confidence in them kids, regardless of any age, really, even senior football. If you've got confidence, it's a massive thing.
Yeah, I hear you shout it all the time. Confidence.
Yeah, because
whilst they're actually playing.
I think from my team then as well, the reason I shout it is because almost some of them need to believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Because they are brilliant at carrying the ball, passing, moving, but it's almost like they need that little switch.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I try to kind of coach them through a game, and I've tried to take myself away from that now because I don't want to become almost robotic and waiting for that command. So something like a shout like that. I hear a lot of people say, can we play? Or can you play? And I hear that, and I tried to use that the other day, and I felt stupid saying it.
Well, it's getting to a stage where I shout that much, I think. I need to get a megaphone. I don't think my voice can take it much more. That's for sure. So if I come on one of these in future weeks and I start saying it like this, we know why. We've had our game.
Well, some of you would have seen the shorts, and we tried a little episode of this just to see how we do in front of a camera, and I think we rock it. But Winnie 2 days before we watched the England game, wasn't it? And he lost his voice.
We said we wasn't going to mention England.
Oh,
Cut.
no, 2 fingers.
Okay, we'll let this in. But yeah, I think I told every player on that pitch where to go, and my voice suffered massively. So I was just fortunate to get it back. Or anything, but yeah, I'd like to ask you a question then. Is how have you found going from 10s then to your new 6s?
Well, it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's completely different, but we've spoke about it before, and I think that it's really easy in grassroots football, I think, as a coach, as a player, sometimes to think that you are Barcelona, you're Madrid, you are absolute ballers, and you've got a winning mentality from absolutely nowhere. I think for me it was when we won one game and I thought, hang on a minute, these kids can play. Like when they want to, they can actually play.
Yep.
And then the next game they didn't, and you find yourself shouting and all this. But then I came to coach the 6s, and we will go into that another time, Jason. I came to coach the 6s, and they just have this extra love for life. I know that 8, 9 and 10-year-olds do as well, granted. But these kids are, like, they're buzzing just because they've kicked a ball.
Oh, it's such a great age, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's brilliant.
I said earlier, I remember having mine from 4 and 5, so we never had enough, so we sort of had 2 age groups.
That's what I've done. I've got mixed.
And some of the stuff that used to come out of their mouths, unbelievable. Like I said, I remember doing like a little rondo, or just doing a little bit of passing, and this little kid come up. I can't remember his name now. Tapped me on the shoulder. I said, "Josh." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Sausage and chips for dinner." I went, "Really?" I was like, I was took back by it. The same kid, following week, tapped me on the shoulder again. I said, "Josh," he said, "Go on holiday next week. Anywhere nice?" "Yep. Our gate." I thought, you must have heard that from somewhere, but
because I don't know where our gate is.
Bottom of the drive.
Oh no! That was
welcome to the forest.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly,
That was too good. Oh, that was actually class.
yeah. But going back to that, what like an age that the attention spans get me is so funny. But like, just getting them to play football, and they love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. And like, I'll tell you what, if there's any bit of advice for anyone getting into youth football at a very young age, shin pads. Because them lot wipe each other out the neck.
And they wipe you out.
They wipe.
So my first experience of under 6s, they'd never played at all. There wasn't many of them. No. I managed to rope in all sorts of people. They let you go to the school gates and just... they want to play football, get them up the club, we'll try it out. And I ended up going for, I think there was like 5 or 6 on the first day, and I've now got 18 of them as well. So wow. Yeah, weird spreads, I know. And at the start I was told I'd get 30 quid a session.
Yeah.
And
how much you got so far, mate?
Well, minus 280. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. But they need trophies and stuff so to keep them keen. But they'd never had any kind of structured game at all. So the first thing I did was I booked them a game, and I thought, let's just get them playing. We had a little training session. At the end of every training session, you do the same as I do. Yeah. We have a little match between either the 2 sides, because I've now got 2 sides training in the 10s, or I've now done 2 5v5 games within mine.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's something that me and Mass, who's the other coach, were talking about, and it just keeps that tippy-tappy football, especially tournament time. Yeah. I quite like it, because we're going into a couple of Welsh tournaments as well, and they love a 5v5. But the kids, when they're playing, you can stand out of the way of 90% of stuff in any other game. Yeah. But when you've got 18 6-year-olds that just want to get that ball, and they are moving around the pitch like this in a unit, it's like herding sheep. Yeah. And they're all around you, and you go, well, I can't move from here. So you're just watching and kind of stepping out the way as they're booting you. Yeah. Oh, it was rough. And And to be honest, they haven't come far from that. But the beauty is, like, they got beat. I've told you something like 14-1 the other day, and the one goal. I said to them, if you score one goal, you win. I think that's something you've got to instill in them. Just keep going and keep going. Just because if they get that one, they will win. They score that one goal, they won, and every single one of them's got a massive grin on their face.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
Like I remember saying before, like, I honestly think for the first 18 months worth of games, we never won a game. We didn't even score a goal for at least 12 months. Wow. But that first goal went in. Top coach. The place erupted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wicked.
It was worth it. It was almost. I would not change going through all that for that one goal, because it was just worth it. All right, regardless of the score, because I'm going to that. Like you said, that one goal meant the whole world. My
thing to them is, this isn't maths, it's football.
Yes.
I say it every single time, and I have said it a few times. I mean, they've won a couple of games, not by massive margins, but winning's winning, isn't it? It's as simple as that. Yeah. Yeah, and they're lovely.
But they will instantly forget about all the others.
Yeah.
And that win will be on the top agenda.
Yeah. And like I was saying though, because of coaching them, the 10s I think are now benefiting from it. I don't know if it's because you've seen yours from a young age, you've got to do all that with them. But I'm a pretty fun coach, but I started to drill into them a little bit more and a little bit more, and then suddenly I go, let's get water pistol out again, and and I think let's not worry about this result.
From my sort of coaching is, I've done almost 4 or 5, so 6, 7, 8. I would say is your fun stage, and I'm not saying that ours is not fun, but it's a bit more structured in a sense. We'll have a laugh, not a problem, but we've got some serious things I want to do in training.
Yeah,
and we do that, and like I said, this season the kids have really benefited.
Well, you're playing up a year,
so yeah,
so it says a lot about it, doesn't it?
I forgot to say that actually. So next season we are under 10s, but we're actually going from 7-a-side to 9-a-side, and that is not because we think we're better than what we are. We're simply going because I've got a squad of 13, 14, and 7-a-side is really difficult, I find, for minutes for 14 kids. And people might say, okay, well, they can have a half swap whole team. I get that.
But positionally.
At the same time, if you're going an hour's drive, January, 2 degrees and it's raining, I think having 2 kids on the sideline or 3 kids on the sideline for 5 minutes no more, they're not going to get as cold as quick. Whereas if you're on and you're off, like we've had it this season where you got 5, they're not subs, they're game changers.
Finishers,
now,
isn't it? Finishers.
Okay, on the side, and you bring them on, and they're so cold they just can't get into it.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, you're taking them back off because you're bringing somebody else on.
Yeah.
And I just think we're simply doing it for minutes, and that is it. But we've had some games, and do you know what I find really funny? And I was only saying to Foxy. So Foxy is the coach that helps me, and he said, interesting now, isn't it? Because in 7v7, none of them kids wanted to come off that pitch. 9v9, they're asking to come off that pitch. that difference,
it's huge though, isn't it?
It's brilliant. But just to see more kids on there, more game time, and that is the only reason we do it, for game time.
It's funny as well, isn't it? Because I've watched a couple of your games and they seem so small on that bit. They didn't look tiny on a 7v7.
No.
They look like big lads.
Because I'm lucky enough to have 2 keepers, but poor one of them only just reached 7v7, and now we've got 9v9.
But he's a good keeper.
He's a good keeper, but we could do a 2 of them. Or a step ladder. But totally unfortunately, it means in training now we've just got to have a bit of fitness. Mate, you want to see it?
I saw the bleep test.
Bleep test. Bleep test. I put a little challenge out. I said the winner does the bleep test, can get something. I said I did try and prize them with a bit of V-Bucks, but half of them turn around so they don't like FIFA anymore. So I have to think about something else.
What do they play now?
Don't know.
Don't know what kids do these days.
Well, I know after the celebrations is Fortnite dance.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, I'm trying to cut that out because there's some weird stuff that goes on there. So, on the kids.
Yeah.
We put out a little competition not too long ago, and we were just trying to get a little bit more headway with it. We've had a fair few entries, and some of them are fantastic. Some of them are hilarious. I'm not going to name names.
Little credit though, some of them are only 4.
Oh yeah, granted.
So, like,
yeah, and that's the beauty of this.
I think it's still better than what I could produce.
It was
Definitely.
well, actually, yeah. So me and Winnie tried our own little go at making a logo for the GrassRoute pod, and very quickly I emailed somebody to design it for us, and Winnie thought of a brilliant idea, which was to give the opportunity to the kids of grassroots football, not our own, not Broadwell, not just Gloucestershire. We wanted everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyone within grassroots football, any child of any age that wants to try and design us a logo, we've opened up a competition to them. It's on our Facebook page. It's also, we put it up on the TikTok page as well.
We put it on TikTok, yeah.
Both of which are the GrassRoute pod, and that's Route ROUTE. You can go on there just to see the details. All we want you to do is design a grassroots football logo. It can be, a few of them have been an emblem, which I quite love that idea.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
But it can be anything you want it to be. Anything at all. All you've got to do is draw that, take a photo, and send it into info@thegrassroute, that's ROUTE.co.uk. The more entries we have, the better, because it just gives us that little bit more admin, and we love it.
Well, going back to what he said, actually, is I did do a little drawing myself, and he honestly thought it was my little one.
Yeah, not just Kobe. I thought it was
I'd like to see what the people at home think. I think that was pretty good. I mean, I'm no artist or anything, but
I tell you what, you can tell we mark out the pictures, can't you?
I'm going to put that away for now. So yeah, please send yours in, because we don't have to use that one.
No, I wouldn't even use that for reference. Just the wording, to be fair. You can, but yeah, have whatever you want on there. It can express the grassroots. Yeah. It can be the grassroots football as you see it. It doesn't have to be. It could be a referee. You know, everyone loves Mike Dean.
Respect the ref. It's an important job. At the end of the day, like you said, we wanted to get everyone involved, because at the end of the day, we would not be here, we'd not be coaches if it wasn't for you kids. If we can give something back, like you said.
Yeah.
We forgot to say, if you do win the competition, you win a football shirt of your choice. But I am not buying any Liverpool kits. I'm a Man United fan, okay?
Yeah, see, I don't want to buy a Liverpool kit either. We're gonna have to get some admin. We're gonna have to get like an assistant in. Somebody's gonna have to come in. Anybody that supports Liverpool.
Or actually, going back to it, if we do buy a Liverpool top, it's having Owen on the back, because Owen is now a Man United legend. Correct?
Yeah, like that. And also, you should know that the logo will feature on our social media pages, on anything that we put out.
Yeah.
It's there certainly for at least a season.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and maybe we'll open up the competition each year, the beginning of each season, see if somebody else wants to do it, somebody else wants a shirt.
Well, like you said, we're going to look into a little bit of merch, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pod cups.
Oh, pod cups is one.
Yes.
Shin pads. Oh,
pod bottles.
Pod bottles. We can have pod pint.
Pod pint. Pod pint.
It's never ending.
It's never ending.
Oh.
Once again, like and subscribe.
Help us, help you.
Yes. But like we said at the start, if it just gets one child, one parent into coaching, we've done our job.
Yeah. Or into this.
Yeah.
We're open to bringing a couple of you in for an interview. You could be within GrassRoute or not, and thinking about it. But come and ask us questions.
Please get in touch. Let us know. If you're a coach, how you found it. If you're a parent, how you found coaching. Or you've even thought about getting into coaching but didn't know how to approach it. We just want all the ideas.
Yeah, exactly. It's. I mean, we talk. Me and Winnie talk every single day about this and everything else.
I think Jay thinks we're having an affair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anyone in my life, so this is all right. We talk so much about everything to do with grassroots football, everything to do with Broadway, everything to do with these kids, and we want to push it out. We want to make make it massive. We want to make it talked about, and we want some of that money that's up there to filter down here.
I think so, and we've got ideas of where we'd like to help teams. I mean, we're a very small attachment area. There's only really 3 or 4 clubs in this area.
Yeah, with youth sides anyway.
With youth sides, so hey, at the end of the day, there's not a lot of kids around. So if we can get more kids in our area, well, it doesn't really matter really, but kids
I have noticed it picking up a little bit recently.
Yeah, and I think I generally think because football is being pushed even more than it normally is. I mean, it's getting bigger every year. I mean, we said we weren't going to mention it, but we've jumped on the Euros hype. Kids will naturally go, I want to play a bit of football.
Yeah. Preston wants to be Bellingham.
Yeah.
And actually, it's hilarious because by the end of the tournament, he went, not sure I want to be Bellingham anymore.
Well, I was sat here, I want to be Southgate.
The next Southgate. Sacked. No, I'm joking.
No. But yeah, like you said, we just want to promote it. And hey, we're just 2 dads, coach dads. We're having a bit of fun.
Yeah, we just love football.
The main reason we want to get on here is because I go home from a game, I talk to my wife, and she don't listen to me. So I just want somebody to listen to me.
We want you to listen to us. That's the long and short of it, really. And each week we want to try and do something a little bit different. We've got, for our next episode, we've got an idea for an interview.
Yeah.
And we've also got a couple of little things that we'd like to talk about and focus on. So I think maybe for a couple of episodes down the line, what we'll do is have a subject that we'd like to put out to you guys. We'll perhaps put it on the end of each episode, and if you want to send in any questions, we'll go through them. But it's like you said, respect the ref.
Yeah.
It's actually massive.
It is.
It's a huge one, and I've only noticed it since I've had to ref. Won't lie, I didn't have a lot of respect for them. We all know Jock.
I just want to get to the point that we've got a mascot.
Yeah. What would the mascot be for Broadwell?
It's a wow, isn't it?
Well.
Didn't see that coming.
Well, end of point, end of pod, isn't it?
Yes, baby.
Don't forget, guys, to enter our competition for the GrassRoute football logo. Anybody from GrassRoute, parents, kids, whatever, you can't do worse than Winnie. Send all your entries into info@thegrassroute.co.uk, and I'll be looking out for them. Cheers, guys.
Like and subscribe. Yes.
And with that, guys, it's up the blues from me.
It's up the clarets from me.
Up the wow.
Hey.
That was class.
Absolutely.
I think we nailed it, mate.
We did, mate. We did. Hey. Should we go and actually do what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, you get the paint, mate. I'll get the line marker.
Let's do this.
Don't forget your paint, mate.